So anyhow,
Yeah.
so this was my old guy, young guy. I said I forgot it before we went on
Hmm.
air,
Hmm.
and this is going to screw up the show a little bit, I
It's
think, but I'm
fine.
I'm curious. My question about bigger than this season is old guy, young guy. I'm an old guy. I don't have a strong degree of confidence that Penn State will win a national championship in what remains of my lifetime. I'm curious if you think they're going to win a national championship in your lifetime. I've had two, right, in the 80s, and it was great. I don't know that I don't feel that they're pressingly close or something. They may make the playoffs next year, but I'm not sure if I had to bet money on it or something I cared about that they would win a national championship in my lifetime.
You would not bet $1,000.
No, because I don't know if they're that good. Like I think Penn State is that little itty bit from elite is still far enough away. And maybe that's why 10-2. It's like, okay, this maybe I'm relegated too. Maybe I'm like, okay, this is what it is. But I don't know.
You
Like
got you got a what, good 30 years left, at least, hopefully.
maybe
40.
I always told my wife 65. Like I figured 65 was a good number, but they keep telling me that's not high enough.
Jesus.
But I don't know. Like I was thinking about that. Like I just don't know that I
But
believe.
think about okay.
See, now
Let's
you're
think
going to
about
be
your
super
lifetime. Let's
optimistic.
think about your lifetime specifically, right? In 94, I'm wearing my 94, they're probably
They
go
might have
win
gotten
it.
screwed there.
They get screwed there. So
Yep.
that's another one.
Yep.
You could argue what they are. Lloyd Carr asking for 2 seconds back from at least going to play for another one in the BCS
Mm-hmm.
system in 2005. I don't know about 2009. Maybe.
16, if
Even
Deshaun catches a pass, there should have been the playoffs.
right. They should at least have a crack at it.
But it gets harder now. Like it's easier to
Does
get
it
in,
though?
but it gets harder to finish, doesn't it? Because you got to play. Somebody's going to have to play on the road. It could be you if you're 12, right? There's another layer of playoff. Because before they only had to be one of two, or
But you
one of two. And the times they won it, they were one of two.
but you don't think in the next 20 years Penn State will be a top one or two team, which had the easiest path to the playoff or through the playoff.
I think they got a better chance at playing for the national championship in my lifetime than being a one or two team.
I would. I don't know if I would agree with that. I think part of it also sits based on where this is a little bit of a weird stretch argument, but part of it sits on where Pennsylvania sits. Like quite literally, like where Pennsylvania is located in the country. You have Ohio State, and we've kind of seen that before where Ohio State, think about this with Michigan, right? They're going to go to their third Big Ten title game this in a row, but they're not going to go to their fifth or seventh or 10th in a row. That's just how every sports team, regardless pro or college, kind of ebbs and flows. Some years they have good years, some years they have bad years.
Mhm.
You look at Ohio State and right there, 2009 all the way maybe like 2000, right before 2012, kind of similar vibe. Essentially, there's at some point there's going to be a drop off, and at some point somebody's got to kind of fill in that spot. And I think where Pennsylvania sits truly like as the like Penn State until you cross the Ohio border is the beast of the East from North Carolina all the way up to Maine. There is no school that is like it's still the franchise, so to
Mhm.
speak, for Eastern college football. There's a trophy. I forget what the trophy is that sits it out.
The Beaver
So
Trophy.
okay, thank you. So I I don't know. I just think so in my lifetime, that is, let's hope I live to 90, but
You got another 60 years.
if I make it to 85, I'm okay. We're good. I've seen enough. Um, I think they win one. This is a bizarre conversation. This
I
is
told you I
this
was
is a
going to take it
great
off the
question,
rails.
though. This is a great question. I think they win. I think they win at least one because I just like they are. in the arms race category, right? Like if the product on the field isn't necessarily elite, they certainly are in the arms race category amongst the elite, whether it be television revenue, whether it be donor support. They're not a TCU. They are not a South Carolina. Like they're
No, but
in
even
that
with all
upper
those
tier.
resources, the product on the field isn't there, right? And I mean, in comparable levels, right? And I don't think the resources are going to be any lesser, but I think everybody's going to have them. The history of the Big Ten in terms of national championships. I mean, it's Florida, it's Ohio State in 2014, Ohio State in 2004, right? No, 2002. And before that, Michigan tied for one, but there was a run there from like 1968 to 1997, I think it was, that there wasn't a Big Ten team because Penn State wasn't in the Big Ten team, wasn't in the Big Ten then. So even the Big Ten doesn't have a rich history. Totally different Big Ten next year, different world. I don't know. Sorry, I knew I was going to get us off
That's
track, but
good. No,
I don't know.
I think it's I think it's more reasonable that Penn State football wins a national title than Penn State basketball makes a Final
Well,
Four.
okay.
Not national title.
Yes,
That's
yes, yes. Okay, that's
I've
fair.
always believed that.
Well,
Like
yeah,
I feel like
that's a given. I mean, that's a Penn State basketball makes a Final Four. Whatever, be amazing.
be